I began by researching the codes and conventions of horror film trailers, specifically those within the slasher subgenre. A slasher film is a subgenre of horror film, and at times thriller, typically involving a mysterious, generally psychopathic killer stalking and killing a sequence of victims. This is usually done in a graphically violent manner, often with a cutting tool such as a knife, axe, or chainsaw. Although the term slasher may be used as a generic term for any horror movie involving graphic acts of murder, the slasher film as a subgenre has its own set of characteristics which set it apart from related genres. The Leopard Man was one of the first American films to portray a psychotic serial killer whose identity remains a mystery until the very end. Another film influential to the subgenre is Michael Powell's Peeping Tom. The film's plot centres around a man who kills women while using a portable video camera to record their dying expressions. The film was immensely controversial when first released. Critics called it misogynistic. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, released 3 months after Peeping Tom, is often seen as an important forerunner to the genre. Even though the villain's body count's only 2, the film's whodunit plot structure, as well as the twist ending in the psychotic serial killer, proved influential on the genre for years to come. Another early pioneer of the subgenre is director Francis Ford Coppola's controversial 1963 film Dementia 13, which was rushed into production following Psycho's success at the box office. The slasher films we see today seem to abide by clear conventions. A protagonist, typically a young female, battles evils that are either supernatural, as in films like A Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play, or otherwise seemingly out of her control, as in Halloween, Scream, Friday the 13th and I Know What You Did Last Summer. The trailers for films in the slasher subgenre are used as a means to illustrate these conventions and to represent different character archetypes and narratives. In most senses, our trailer conforms to these conventions. Throughout our trailer, we show established character archetypes, such as the cheerleader, jock, cynic, and the nice guy. We also show a clear female protagonist throughout. The methods through which the narrative is explained is also the same. Our film's narrative follows Todorow's theory of equilibrium. He believed that all films followed the same narrative pattern. They all went through stages called equilibrium, disequilibrium, acknowledgement, solving, and again equilibrium. Camera work is used as a means to show power and dominance in our trailer. High-angled shots are used to make the victims look small and powerless against the killer. While looking into horror trailers, I found key elements which I believed were significant. These codes and conventions are incorporated into our trailer because this is what audiences have come to expect. The idea for aggression, though, a killer who stalks his victims based on something they've done in a past life, is a relatively original concept. It's not been done so many times that it's become a parody of itself, like other films. Some of these conventions are the main girl screaming for help. This is probably where the term Scream Queen comes from when referring to actresses in horror films. I felt it necessary to show this because it scares the audience, which is the main purpose of horror in my opinion. Seeing someone else in distress makes the audience nervous. Next, the warning. In trailers there's often a character or voiceover telling the other characters what not to do. Don't answer the phone, don't open the door, don't do anything.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Don't try to hide.
Including this in our trailer is appropriate because it creates a sense of foreboding. We never find out why we shouldn't answer the phone or the door, but it's implied that the results would be quite unfortunate. Then there's a glimpse of the happy, normal teenage life. We see glimpses of friends laughing, having fun and making plans.
You're coming this weekend, right?
Toast to us. Everybody ready? Let's go on the road. The kids of Elm Street.
This is juxtaposed with the madness to come. It also builds rapport with the audience. If they see themselves in the characters, they'll be more likely to be scared. It's typical of slasher trailers to show some archetypal characters. The Regression trailer does this by showing the cheerleader archetype. She's the one who usually asks a lot of questions and disputes whatever the main protagonist is saying.
Don't worry about it, it's just nothing.
Didn't even show up on the GPS. Is unworthy of global positioning.
Some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door.
My imagination.
Wait. Did you guys hear that?
It was an accident.
There's something out there, isn't there?
She isn't very bright. Then we have communication with the killer. This builds tension because it's implied that the killer makes contact just before he's about to strike. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
You tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
He's after me too. I got a letter.
But not all secrets stay buried.
Oh my god.
The location of our film is typical of the horror genre. The niceties and simplicity of school life is juxtaposed with the unknown, eerie atmosphere of the woods. Darkness is used to convey connotations of evil and malice. This is also true of my poster and magazine front cover. Black features primarily on both. It holds connotations of void. Perhaps the killer has no remorse. Red is featured on both as well. This connotes danger and blood. In my poster, the protagonist and antagonist are juxtaposed. Levi Strauss might refer to this as binary opposition. I juxtapose them to highlight the differences in characters. This is also found in posters within the horror genre. I took inspiration for my typography from the poster for Wrong Turn. It uses red and jagged letters to create a sense of menace. My magazine, on the other hand, only features the antagonist. My reason for this is that I want the identity of the killer to be an enigma. Using a mask makes the audience want to read more because it creates a sense that they aren't getting the whole truth. Part of them wants to read on to find it. On my poster, the actors' names are not presented as an important feature. This is common within the genre because most horror films do not hire famous actors. Audiences go to see horror films to be scared, not to invest their emotions in Meryl Streep's family life. For this reason, the credits are displayed in smaller font at the bottom of the poster. The tagline, "Don't let the past come back to haunt you," is a reference to past lives. Not many people will make this connection between past and regression, but this is a good thing. There's still an element of enigma there. The use of the word you is known as synthetic personalization. Basically, it appeals directly to whoever reads it. This is done to unnerve the audience. It creates the illusion that the past will come back to haunt them directly. For my magazine front cover, I didn't want to mimic an already established brand like Empire because movie magazines like this seldom feature horror films as a main article. So I decided to create Movie Mania, which is a mainstream movie magazine like Empire, though featuring horror as part of a special issue. The reason the release date is October is because it coincides with Halloween, an ideal time to market horror films.